Why am I so tight with the SouthSider, right? And it's Southern California SouthSider. I'm tight with the Upstaters too, don't get me wrong. Popeye, Pee Wee from 19th Street, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know also from VST. Yayo was my celly from VST. But I knew Popeye from the street, man. And Pee Wee, I did time with Pee Wee, man. Me and Pee Wee was in Santa Rita Hole, and we was in San Quentin together on Bayside. Capone, motherfucking, I know Blackbird, you know what I'm saying? I know Caballo. I was up in Old Folsom with Diablito. But a lot of these dudes I know from the street, because I used to live on 19 and Cap, man. Right there in the heart of the mission, right? I know, it's the heart, they say 2-4 is the heart of the mission, yeah. And Frisco's always gonna be recognized as a northern city. And I told y'all about Richmond, right? Me going to school at John F. Kennedy, and I helped the Eastern Hill cats, and they were beefing with the brothers over there, man. And it's crazy because the Border Brothers from Oakland, we end up beefing with all these dudes on separate occasions. I end up seeing them in San Quentin Bayside after the beef. You know what I'm saying? It was Pito. Y'all know who Pito is, nigga. He's a famous gangbanger from 19th Street, man. Pito Rosado, doing a long stretch up in the pen right now. Matter of fact, shout out to Pito, man. We was on Bayside, nigga, and the Southsiders was tripping on me. Pito. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk about that today, right? I was gonna do some other shit, right? But I'm on to this now, right? Well, hey, man, you already know what it is, man. Jared the Hitman, Diesel. Let's go. Straight to it. If you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button, man. Notification blue. So when I'm on, you're going to know that I'm on, right? You can get some of this true crime, because this is what this is, true crime, right? Straight up. So look, every so often I get in the comment section, oh, John Diesel, he's a Southsider, he's a Pie-Sider, he should have been, he be hanging on the Southsider dick and all this, man. Come on, man. If I want to leave the homosexual comments to yourself, man, please, man. You can say whatever the fuck you want, man. Just don't say no homosexual stuff, man. Anyhow, moving on. Back to the bullshit, right? So, why am I so tight with the Southsiders, right? And it's Southern California Southsiders. I'm tight with the Upstaters, too. Don't get me wrong. Popeye, Pee Wee from 19th Street, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know also from VST. Yayo was my celly from VST. But I knew Popeye from the street, man. And Pee Wee, I did time with Pee Wee, man. Me and Pee Wee was in Santa Rita Hole, and we was in San Quentin together on Bayside. Capone, motherfucking, I know Blackbird, you know what I'm saying? I know Caballo. I was up in Old Folsom with Diablito. But a lot of these dudes I know from the street, because I used to live on 19 and Cap, man. Right there in the heart of the mission, right? I know, it's the heart, they say 2-4 is the heart of the mission, yeah. And Frisco's always going to be recognized as a northern city, right? It's a norteño town. And just yesterday, they were asking Mario Sanchez on Vlad TV. Vlad TV said that San Francisco was the most, had the most gangbanging pretty much going on, like the most Chicano gangbanging culture. So I forgot how he worded it. But he was saying that San Francisco was like top dogs when it came to gangbanging, right? As far as the gang movement and all that, the street shit with the gangs and shit, right? But then he said, nah, I think San Jose. Because San Jose, I always said that. They got long Chicano history in San Jose. So when it comes to Northern California, the main city would be San Jose, right? Followed by Salinas, if not Salinas, right neck to neck with San Jose. Am I lying though? San Jose is like Norteño headquarters. That's like the LA of LA, right? The LA for the Southsiders, right? San Jose is the norte. San Jose is the north, right? Even though that in San Jose, as big as it is, they got Southsiders over there. A lot of them. Nigga, Yayo from VST was my celly. Yayo Factor over there. Also was in NRCC with me. You know what I'm saying? So I know about VST. And it used to be Barrio Sur 13. Now it's Barrio Sur Town or some shit like that, right? But they fuck with it in San Jose, right? And I told y'all about Richmond, right? Me going to school at John F. Kennedy, and I helped the Eastern Hill cats when they were beefing with the brothers over there, man. At John F. Kennedy, right? This is all on record. I was with one of the Southsiders that caught a gun case, my gun. He gets busted with my gun on campus, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I was at a group home at that time. I had to run because staff was coming to get me at the high school, and you know you're going back to the hall, right? So I beat them. By the time they got to the schoolhouse, I was already at the house packing. I took everybody's shit. Nigga. Fuck that, nigga. Fuck that. I'm leaving the juke, nigga. I'm taking everybody's shit, nigga. Oh, John Diesel a thief, nigga. So what, nigga? That was the mentality back then. I ain't gonna lie. So I went back to the group home on Elm Street in El Cerrito. I broke into the house, boop, pushed the window back, and jumped in. Snatched everybody's shit, everybody. The black shit, when the Reeboks was out and the Cortezes, nigga, I grabbed everybody. I went to everybody's closet, put everything in the bag. I was out of there, man. Hella fits for days, nigga. There was a cholo there, too, from, I think it was from Daly City. He had just got there, but he already had got his allowance, so he went shopping, and he went and bought a hella Dickies, hella Ben Davis shit. I took all that. I took all that, man. But anyhow, you know, young shit, right? What I'm trying to say is that I do have a relationship with the Upstate SouthSiders since we was kids, right? And it's crazy because the Border Brothers from Oakland, we end up beefing with all these dudes on separate occasions. It's crazy, right? And I end up seeing them in San Quentin Bayside after the beef. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how that feels. Even though we know the streets is the streets, right? It's still a fucked up feeling that the niggas you was really beefing, like visual beef. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you know how niggas be like, yeah, we used to beef with so-and-so, but you was never there. It was your gang was there. Your gang was beefing with that gang, but you wasn't physically there, right? And some were, some not, whatever. But look, the niggas that I seen in Bayside were niggas that I visually was beefing with. Like, nigga, we was in each other's faces like this, nigga. Or we had fisticuffs, nigga. Like, I fought Pito Rosado from 19th Street, nigga, in juvenile hall, right? So we always had that, you know, we weren't really always that cool, right? And then he bring up some shit years later in San Quentin. He brings up some shit in San Quentin. He tells the Upstate SouthSiders that I was on the street hanging out with Northerners. And I was serving some Norteños. I was serving them some dope, nigga. I'm out there getting my money, nigga, on 3-9, nigga. And E1 Deuce. And Green Eyes from UNT was with me, right? And a couple Norteños came, I served them. It was Pito. Y'all know who Pito is, nigga. He a factor. He's a famous gangbanger from 19th Street, man. Pito Rosado. Doing a long stretch up in the pen right now. Matter of fact, shout out to Pito, man. That's my partner. You know, we end up being cool, but we had a fight in juvenile hall, and then in San Quentin, he brings this issue up on Bayside. Now remember, Bayside is not where you're going to do your time at. So, street shit be kind of talked about still that way, because you're kind of like, you're not fresh off the streets, but there is a lot of dudes fresh off the streets on parole violations still politicking, right? He was fresh off the streets. I think he was like on a violation or something, right? So he was like still on some street mode, right? And so was I. Every time I went to Quentin, I was still on street mode, nigga. So he tell the Southsiders that I had been fucking with the Northeast, right? He tried to tell my homeboys that too. He told a couple of my border brothers, nigga, my border brother niggas wasn't, nigga, they was like, man, this dude tripping, man. It was like 6 of us at that time too, man. They was tripping on me. Nigga, I was there with Bicho, Tiny, nigga. Weecho too was there, Boo Boo brother. We was on Bayside, nigga, and the Southsiders was tripping on me. Pito. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk about that today, right? I was gonna do some other shit, right? But I'm on to this now, right? Well, I was gonna do about the Southsider thing, right? But let me get on to this, right? Because it is kind of interesting, right? So, Pito, right, is a legendary dude from 19th Street, right? He's famous. He's a famous gangbanger, right? He was there almost since the beginning, but not quite, like the next generation over, right? And we ran into each other in juvenile hall, San Francisco, a couple times, right? And he didn't like my style, you know? It's crazy because these dudes would always fire me from behind, like, you know? But yeah, we in juvenile hall, man. We in jail. It ain't no rules as far as like getting down. Slow from E7, who recently sent me a comment too. He a Norteño. He fired on me from behind, and we kind of scuffled and whatever. Buddy from Westside Berkeley rushed me when I was on the toilet, nigga. And Psycho from 9-4 was next to me. He rushed me when I was on the toilet, man. Bro, motherfuckers didn't want to see me head up. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But not only that, it's just that we gangbanging, bro. So it didn't matter. Los was bigger than me from E7, right? But we're going to get to that story on another day. Today we're doing Pito, right? Pito Rosalo, right? That's what they used to call him, because his dome was like pinkish, right? And they used to call him Pito Rosalo. Right? My nigga Justin, right? Shout out to him, man. I hope he comes home soon, man. You know what I'm saying? I heard he's coming home, too. Yeah, you know, he's been down for a minute. I mean, I'm like a dove or better, almost a 30-piece, right? So he fires on me in juvenile hall because I'm in there mobbing. I'm mobbing through the unit, nigga, like, just, you know, on some hyphy shit, man. Jail. On 375 Woodside. Nigga, my nigga Lil Mike, rest in peace, he was in there with me. Popeye, no. Popeye from 19th Street. He was there with me, too. And we was in Quentin together. Shout out to Popeye, nigga, from 19th Street. So I was in B3 mobbing around lightweight, right? And Justin wasn't feeling that shit. Like, nigga, how you gonna come to my house, nigga, act like, nigga, from behind. We was on the squares, and he fired me from behind, and we scuffled. Woo. Tanner broke it up. The counselor Tanner broke it up. Woo. Boop. They throw us in. They throw us to the lockup, whatever. You got any problems with dude? Nah, man. Come on. You got any problems with dude? Nah, man. They put us back together. All right, man. Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna rush him, right? But look, I'm there by myself with Lil Mike. It's just us two, right? And it's B3, nigga. That's all Upstate SouthSiders, nigga. All of them. Nigga, the whole pie. You know what I'm saying? The whole unit, right? So and there's a glass where you can see the Norteños in B4, right? So I went through the juvenile system in San Francisco like 3-4 times. Yeah, about 4 times, yep, to be honest with you. I even escaped from there. On record. I escaped from juvenile hall. On record. We'll do that on another day. Nigga, so look. So then I bump into Pito in San Quentin, right? On the violation, right? We both fresh off the streets. He brings it to the attention to his peoples, right? That I was a Norteño. Real talk. Imagine that, though. They trying to put a Norteño jacket on you. Because I got the long hair and bullshit. You see the swag, you see the juice. But that's just the way it is in Oakland. That's the way we are. That's how the Border Brothers are. Some of us, not all of us, right? So, they own me. My peoples ain't. My Border Brother partners that was there, nigga, Beacho, Tiny, and all them niggas, Spanky, they was like, man, them dudes tripping, man. Them dudes tripping. What the fuck they talking about? They try to say because they had seen me with green eyes from UNT and a couple OG Norteños, and I was serving them, right? And they was rocking red. Nigga, I'm trying to get some money, nigga. What the fuck you mean, all right? So, there's a little bit of tension, right? A little bit of tension, right? I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? But look, a lot of you motherfuckers ain't been under that kind of pressure, right? You know, so my niggas knew. They knew. My BBs from the town, they knew. But we weren't in position to even rise up any type of argument. Like, nigga, fuck that. You all tripping, nigga. We had to like lightweight talk it out, right? But I just kept feeling like they was gonna get me from behind, right? You know what I'm saying? And just to do some, you know how it be in prison. Especially on a reason like that. You know, and it's crazy because I had been doing time with Pito throughout the whole juvenile hall shit, right? And now that we older, you know what it is because there's people that's known to hop fences. There's people to rep something in prison and come home and be mingling with the other dudes, right? Shit like that. You know, but in my case, nigga, I was out there selling dope. They didn't understand that my hood 3-9 was in Norteño territory, right? So when I get done gangbanging, I go into the dope game. I'm in the 30s, you know, selling dope, nigga. The fuck you mean? I wasn't gangbanging no more, right? Even though, you know, niggas were still tripping. Some of them would slide through, dump a couple, and dip off. Never knew who it was. Just Austin Norteños came through. But who was it? I don't know. More than likely we do, but, you know, anyhow, moving on. So what I'm trying to get at, that feeling of being in San Quentin, Bayside, dangerous as fuck. More dangerous than any level 4. And I'm talking about the blind spots, man. And I'm not talking about 50 people on the yard. I'm talking about 500-600 people. When you go to Chow. When you go to Chow, be 500-600 motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? With a bunch of killers. Because Bayside, they can't go nowhere. They keep them together. So it's hella level 4s up in there. You know what I'm saying? Ready to knock somebody down. Ready to take somebody's dome off, man. Already trying to get stripes. Because they on their way to Pelican Bay. They on their way to New Folsom. They on their way to High Desert. They on their way to where it's really active at, right? So they got, you know, they on that shit, right? So imagine that feeling, though. Like, I went through all that. I went through shit like that. You know, and not only that, I've been through some other situations in prison that it'll blow your mind, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about this real quick. You punch on a SouthSider coming from Pelican Bay. the dude that's collecting for you, making sure that all the money is counted for. Porky used to count. Porky used to make sure that all the money that the Southsiders owed me, he made sure that everything was being paid. Nigga, Porky from Caramelas, man. Respect the dude, right? Even though we had an incident, and I talked about this, right? This dude coming from Pelican Bay, and he tells me like, look, I'll make sure everybody pays you. Just look out. So I was looked out all the time, right? But he got me for a paper, right? And you can't do that. You can't let anybody. I don't give a fuck who it is. You can't let anybody get over on you with one, because if he gets over on you with one, and people find out that you ranked out, and you went out on some sucker shit.
It ain't a good look.
Yeah, we went at it over 100 paper, right? And like I said before, this is real shit, nigga. Because this Sally Dreamer from Moorport was on the tier. He jumped in, right? So, and this is the time that I was in the hole with Vampiro from South Los. Me and Vampiro was like this on the main line, and when he got to the back, he had the back, right? And me and Vampiro was super tight, nigga. So I'm way the fuck off track, man. I'm talking about Pito. I'm way over here in South Los. God damn. Moving on though, right? Look, I'm just on, right? Back to the shit though. So in San Quentin, look, it was so many Southsiders there from upstate, from 19th Street that knew me. They was like, man, come on, bro, you tripping, right? Nah, fuck that. That shit ain't feeding me. We ain't gonna have that over here. You know what I'm saying? That's what Pito was saying. But they calmed him down. I wasn't going to go nowhere, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most motherfuckers under that type of pressure, that'd have been gone. Even though it was like on some fluke type shit, it wasn't no real shit. He tried to say that I was a Norteño, right? Come on, man. That was crazy. That was hella crazy, bro. And that was a crazy incident, right? I already had been to prison as an established border brother. And this dude was on that hype. But on Bayside, at that moment, it was just border brothers from Oakland. There wasn't no BB's traditional border brothers from the prison house. There wasn't that many paisas. The paisas was under us and on Bayside. On your side, hella paisas. You know, if we go over there, the border brothers go over there, we're pretty much up under them. On your side, that's crazy because on Bayside it's a little different because there ain't no paisas over there. Only like 2 or 3. And usually, well, at least the times that I went through there, it was always like 5, 6 of us from Oakland, right? Another time, we were fresh off that riot in Santa Rita. And you remember that the shot caller for the upstaters in Santa Rita when we had that riot, Apache? He was the shot caller for the upstaters in Santa Rita. Niggas know I ain't lying, you know what I'm saying? So Apache, he called a shot on us and they jumped us in Santa Rita, the Southsiders did, right? We see each other in Bayside, Quentin. After I called him out, look, I called him out in Santa Rita. I told him, I said, look, let's go in the cell one-on-one, let's go. He didn't go in the cell, he backed down. That's going to follow you. Straight up, it's going to follow you. So now he's in Bayside and San Quentin around hundreds of Southsiders, upstaters, because they're about 200 deep over there. And I'm not just saying 200, literally 200 deep over there. Straight up. Nothing but upstate Southsiders, nigga. San Jose, motherfucking Watsonville, motherfucking Richmond, San Francisco, couple cats from Merced, you know what I'm saying? Sacramento, a couple cats from 47th Street, right? Pittsburgh. Every little town got Southsiders. So they thick to the motherfucker over there, right? This ain't the county. So now I catch Apache in Quentin after I called him out, right? I don't know what's running through this man's mind now. And he's doing time and he already got sentenced. He already been convicted. He got the basketball numbers. You know what I'm saying? 3 digits, right? In the county, he's still fighting the case, so the mentality's still a little bit, he's still kind of functioning in freedom type mode. I'm gonna get out one day. I'm fresh off the streets. I'm fighting the case. He was down there for a couple of years in Santa Rita fighting his case, but he got convicted, right? So now the mentality, the game changes, right? It's a whole different Apache now, right? than the one I called out in Santa Rita. I see him in San Quentin Bayside, nigga. Yeah. Okay. You motherfuckers ain't been through situations like that. That's what I be saying. So, nigga, and oh yeah, you know, look, we're gonna do this on the next video. I'm gonna end this video now, and I'm gonna start another one right back to back just to give y'all some more shit, some more gang shit, nigga. All right, boom, I'm gone.